Hello indie game fan, I'm always on the lookout for new awesome indie games, so let's begin with Into the Necrovale, a pixel art action RPG that looks to be inspired by games like Diablo. We are delving into the titular location where miscreants, monsters and outcasts have been accumulating for thousands of years, with some good looking action and could be on the level of something like the Slawmancer. Some good news here since the very cozy narrative simulation title, where you play as a barista at a coffee shop, got a release date, where Coffee Talk Episode 2 Hibiscus and Butterfly is the follow-up to Coffee Talk from 2020, set in a fictional fantasy version of Seattle, which includes elves, orcs and more living alongside humans. As a sequel should be, this looks to be fairly similar to the original but tweaked and polished, with both new and recurring characters that you can get to know. It has their signature gorgeous pixel art as well, so be sure to wishlist this and check out the original if you have not. This video is brought to you by Arto, an awesome looking, colourful single-player action-adventure title that uses 6 different art styles to great effect. Colour and paint is a central theme in the world, where it is about bringing these back to a desaturated world, of course drawing comparisons to titles like Okami. It is combat focused with intense, fast-paced, reactive combat, where you have multiple weapons to choose from which can be upgraded, as well as different spells that you can craft and use. The different art styles do relate to the different biomes and areas that you can explore, from pixel art, pop art, and even cubist vector landscapes. And even though I'm not knowledgeable on art, I do still like the variety presented. They are gearing up for their Kickstarter campaign, so please give them a follow on Kickstarter if interested to be the first to know when it is live.
Heads up, kids. Party time.
Stay in formation.
Smells bad in here. And it's gonna get worse.
Got movement.
Quietly.
Me? Quiet?
Don't worry. Quiet time never lasts long.
Have a look-see, little buddy.
Happier now, then?
Oh yeah, rock and roll!
Alright, so this is not an indie game since it comes to us from Amplitude Studios, who are under the Sega banner, but most interestingly, this is a reimagining of their earlier title, Dungeon of the Endless from 2014, which was made when they were still technically independent, so I thought I would give Endless Dungeon a mention, since this too has gotten a release date. In typical indie game fashion, it is an action roguelite title where your party of heroes must protect your crystal from never-ending waves of monsters, being kind of like a tower defense game and even has online co-op support.
Friends, this guy may take a couple of tries.
This is Team Alpha from Sector 9. We found something. You better see this.
Indonesian developer and publisher Toge Productions is killing it, possibly being the Southeast Asian indie game studio at the moment, where their catalogue is varied and interesting, with their latest title to be announced being Whisper Mountain Outbreak. Curiously, this is a co-op PvE multiplayer survival horror title, which is an interesting concept where you and your friends must work together to battle monsters, scavenge items, solve puzzles, and ultimately escape from this cursed mountain, looking intense despite the pixel art characters and scores points for being unique. The art style was the first thing that got my attention in Stories from Seoul the Gun Dog, where it is a visual novel title with a decidedly retro influence, where I've certainly watched YouTube videos covering this exact topic, especially when it came to Japanese games which were never localized for the West, where this developer points to the PC 9800 series of Japanese computers in particular. You play as a security officer scarred from the loss of his crewmates in a war that ended 4 years ago, being reassigned to a patrol ship named the Gun Dog, now being sent to investigate a mysterious signal. There is of course a threat that terrorizes the crew, where you need to get to know all of the members and to suss out what is going on, where, I'm just guessing here, it could be something like alien shapeshifters on board having an interesting premise.
Approach, young settler, and discover the place where your new kingdom... Oh, for crying out loud. You get out of here now, go on, shoo, fly away. Where was I? Ah, yes. Come closer and discover how your story begins.
I just did a quick look of Steamworld Build, the latest city building entrant to the Steamworld franchise, so I have a hankering for more of these, where I want to highlight Fabledom. This is a chill city builder set in a fantasy kingdom, where you're guiding the growth of your settlement in a fairy tale world, having to find a prince or princess to live happily ever after. However, it is not all sweet and cozy, since you do have to build an army to fend off monsters and to defend your kingdom, so while it looks like a relaxing city builder, that is not the case, but it does still look wonderful and is one to watch. Gun Jam was revealed at the Future Games showcase in March 2022, where it immediately got my attention due to the music in this trailer, which is based on the words Boom Shakalaka, where I just wanted to remind people of this since they released a demo in December, which was only playable in that month, but the reception has been good so far, and given the success of titles like Metal Hellsinger and BPM Bullets Per Minute, is certainly one to watch.
Have you ever looked forward to opening your eyes? To finding that the thing you've been chasing after is right in front of you.
This title was recently announced, where it comes to us from the developer of Behind the Frame, a gorgeously animated narrative title which looks like a Studio Ghibli movie, so of course their next title, the star named Eos, is one of interest. This is a narrative adventure game where you play as a young photographer named Day, attempting to search for his missing mother after he spots something in one of the photos that she left behind. There might be a double meaning to the title, where the only other place where I've seen EOS used is the Canon EOS, which is a DSLR camera, but a quick Google search also points to Eos, the Greek goddess, who is the personification of the dawn and looks to be one of those emotional and touching stories. Another awesome newly revealed game is this action platformer, where you have the ability to control and manipulate fire, where a soldier returns to his home island only to find it covered in a dark mist, having to use fire to banish the darkness and its minions, where Nocturnal just missed the cutoff for my video on upcoming action platformers, which you can watch here.